They can do no wrong. And the crazy thing about it is the man is in an outstanding relationship now. And the woman, it's not. She's suffering. She's going through it. So she reached out to me, and this is the story I want to tell you guys. So she goes, Kitty, I did everything that you told me to do, blah, 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 blah. And mind you, I've talked to this man already. He's reached out to me. And everything that I taught them, everything I told them, utilize, implement, he's doing it now in the relationship that he is in. That was just the wrong woman. And I'm sorry, baby, if you see this video, I know I've already told you, you were just not the woman.
Accountability is like, it's like the last thing that a woman would like to hear. They can't stand it. They hate it with a passion. And they will not humble themselves to say, okay, you know what? Maybe I am the issue. It's almost impossible with them. They can't fathom that they can possibly be the problem. Knocklow is here, y'all. Thanks for checking out my content. Appreciate you checking in. Like, share, subscribe. If it's your first time here, you know what I mean? Hit the notification bell and also to subscribe. That way, you know, when I drop a new one, you'll be notified. All right, let's continue.
He asked me, Kitty, what did I do wrong? And I said, do you want me to be raw with you? And she said, yes. Okay. So I told her, okay, you had this princess syndrome where you felt like it always had to be me, and everything that I said went. And that if I was not right, he was not going to be happy. You belittled him. You emasculated him. I said, you didn't watch your tone. You reacted before you responded. You didn't take time to comprehend what it was that he was saying. And he heard you nagging instead of actually listening. You waited to play that number plus one game. Okay, this is a number of things that you have done to me that he's telling you. And then you say, well, this is a number of things that you have done to me plus one. You had a warped mindset to where you believe that, hey, it's going good right now and I need a little bit of attention. So bad attention is better than no attention. Instead of understanding that now you are transitioning into a healthier space. So there's going to be peace. It is going to be serene, but you didn't know how to adapt to peace and serenity because of your chaos from your childhood and your past traumas. You brought those into this relationship and you blamed him for the mistakes of your partner. I asked her, do you want me to continue? Because the list can go on. And everything that I told you to do, as you're saying you did it, you did not. You went back to what it is that you knew. And she said, well, Kitty, can I get him back? You can't get him back. You lost him and you should not be worrying about getting a partner back until you fix yourself. And the only way to fix yourself, as I always say, ladies, is to be accountable for your And I understand it sucks when they move on. But I'm glad that he moved on because he was ready. It was the right time for him and you were the wrong person.
She was definitely the wrong person. And now look, he's with somebody much, submissive, much cooperative, willing to be led by him, not nag him to death, willing to listen and accept this was my fault. I'm sorry. Probably apologetic to him when this, hyena, this parasite would not. These are things that men are looking for. And then now you trying you want to see if you can get them back. I mean, again, the delusional mindset that these women operate in is just ridiculous. It's just mind blowing. And the narcissistic behavior, it's like you being, water or the rain out. It's raining outside and you feel like, I'm not wet. And yet you're drenched in water. Your whole attire is drenched in water. But yet you, in your mind, I'm not wet. That's the buffoonery these women do. Or these females.
I'm glad you asked this question. If there are decent men that want to be with me, then what's the problem? Why am I still single? I had not only a decent man, but a wonderful man ask me to be his girlfriend not that long ago. Math is hard. Maybe 2 months ago. When is it? It's the end of February. This was at the very beginning of January. So yeah, and I dwelled on that for quite some time, and telling him no was a really tough decision to make because there was a future that I could imagine with him. But ultimately, even though he on paper checked like 9 out of 10 of my non-negotiable boxes, that one non-negotiable was just like a non-negotiable. I wasn't willing to compromise on it. And 9 out of 10, I don't have a literal list of 9 out of 10. It was just, yeah.
Okay, that's a bimbo. You hear all the rambling she's doing, blah, 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 blah. She's not even making sense to her own buffoonery. First and foremost, you know, she has a calculation of a couple of months, and then she's going to say math is hard. That lets you know, number one, that's a bimbo. Number two, she's going to say, I have a checklist 9 out of 10 that this man checked, and then later retract and said, well, I don't really have a 9 out of 10, literal 9 out of 10 list. I mean, which is it? Up or down? Left or right, dummy? No wonder. And also too, you know, we can't take for their very, you know, word as truth. These bimbos be lying a lot. And then also, oh, she's not compromising on that one that he missed. He missed 9 out of, I mean, he got 9 out of 10, missed that one. And that was the one that she could not compromise on. Make that make sense.
Proverbial checklist, but just things that I wasn't willing to compromise on. Ultimately, yeah, back to everything I said in that video, I'm willing to wait around and potentially risk being alone because I am a lover girl, dreamer girl, and I hold so much hope that there's this fantasy future life that I am able to attain. And that's
the whole Disney character crap that's in their brain. Again, I've said this in many of my videos. These women are in a fantasy world. They're in a delusional world. They love it. It's like it's either that or death. And the majority of them are going to get death without anyone with them. Like she said, she's willing to risk being alone, dying alone. And that's your end goal anyway. That is your end goal. That's the end game for you. You ain't got no other choice. So there you're going to go and make up a little story and say you had a guy and he checked 9 out of 10. And then I still didn't choose him because I need 10 out of 10. Again, delusional.
Always possible for me up until the point where I lock myself into a marriage. So if I go out and just marry a decent man, that eliminates the possibility of me having that fantasy marriage that I'm looking for. And I say fantasy like it's unattainable. It's not unattainable. I have 3 sisters, and one of them is married to one of the most upstanding gentlemen there has ever been on the face of the planet. And the other 2 are in long-term relationships that are headed towards marriage with very similarly, I don't even know what the word is, similarly characterized men. Like I would trust all 3 of those men equally with my sisters, and I do. And I would never be the last one to join in and the guy that I bring to the table be like embarrassing and not even up to the standards that all of my other sisters. Like, are you kidding me? I'm already the only ginger in my family. I'm already the black sheep. Like, I can't embarrass myself like that by having the one shitty husband, the one decent husband. Decent is not enough. I don't want decent. I want wonderful. I want a guy that will drop everything to help me, to help my family. A guy that I want to give children to. A guy that I would trust to leave alone with my babies. And I'm sorry, but most of the guys I've met, I can't see myself giving them children. I can't see it. So until I meet that one guy that I do, it's just me, myself, and I.
That says a whole lot about you, chick. Again, you are what you attract. And if you can't see yourself trusting these men with their own child that they done put in you and you bring forth, okay, that's not your child. That's your child or your children. The audacity of some of y'all spewing this crap out of your mouth thinking a child belongs. The seed belongs to the man. It does not belong to you idiots. Number one. Number two, you're in comparison with your sisters. You're in competition with your sisters. Are you the type of women that your sisters are? Obviously they are, because they done bagged up, according to your own words, that they done bagged up the right men, the perfect type of gentleman that you desire or hope for. But I bet you didn't put in the work the way they probably did, or you not even on their level. That's why you can't attract those type of men. And you will never attract those type of men. You worrying about not being the only, being the only woman in your family to come in with regular, with an okay guy. You want the perfect and the perfection. The perfection guy. You don't want the regular guy to come up their way because you got to show off too. You better it'll even look worse not having no guy. Because that's that's that road you're on. You're going to have no guy, let alone a regular guy or a perfect guy. You are definitely a bimbo for real. You're a bimbo, a classic one at that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way when I drop a new one, you'll be notified. Knock low ways, y'all. That was my perspective. I'll catch y'all on the next one.